meeting is being recorded.
So we left off at we can just continue.
Yeah. So
Don't have
guys, if you're just
it's
joining,
fine.
we've been talking about Man of Steel and Zack Snyder role in like the whole Justice League franchise and just about the DC universe in general. So
In general, yeah.
yeah, the channel is to load out, and we're gonna be talking about everything and anything, you know. But
And
mostly
please like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, leave a comment
Yeah.
to what you want us to talk about. So we can continue and say Zack Snyder was not liked by I think, because I'm looking for a story, but all the blogs are saying Zack Snyder was let go because of his tragedy. But they were saying,
and like when
sorry,
I look like you know, like now I'm looking at it like Netflix have been giving Zack Snyder movies. I don't know if like now next Netflix is his new partner, because now, you know, I'm feeling like DC are not, like Warren Bros are not gonna give him another chance. So the movie is about zombies. Zack Snyder was given a role there, and you know, I came to notice, like after watching Zack Snyder movies, I came to realize he has like a kind of signature of how he creates his movies. He loves I don't know, you know, he loves those old school music, you know, those, if you've seen Watchmen and you've seen the Justice League and Batman versus Superman, and then that zombie movie, you can notice like Zack Snyder has some kind of signature, especially in music. And there's a similarity between how Superman dies and how Watchmen, you know, they're attending the burial of the comedian. You can notice, like, I don't know if you know,
there's a similarity,
and his movies, he likes it when it's raining. I don't know, I just find the Snyder movie, I will say it's not like,
I think for me, the signature for me, I would say it's the visuals. Like he has so much detail in the CGI. Because if you look at Dr. Manhattan and if you look at someone like Steppenwolf, you can really see the details. Because, you know, Dr. Manhattan is glowing throughout the movie in Watchmen. And Steppenwolf, his suit is constantly
shining.
Like, I don't know what. It's shining, and also it's moving. I don't know what that is.
By that part was cool. Like,
So his visuals are very detailed. Even if you look at Darkseid, how he's portrayed, Desad.
Even something simple like, you know, like Heat Vision, you know, like that Heat Vision was it was like, you know, it's like watching smog. You know, it's like he had dragon fire on his eyes, you know, like Superman.
Dragon fire.
Especially the laser, the Heat Vision was phenomenal. Because we were used to like the Heat Vision of like something that is invisible. You know, it's like the sun. You know, like when you're out in the sun. Heat Vision was used to be portrayed, but he portrayed it like there's intensity when Superman or a Kryptonian is way mad. The intensity of the Heat Vision is now like even a flamethrower, and a very destructive flamethrower.
And even the Heat Vision, like, it depends on, if you look at how he portrayed the Heat Vision, it's like you can say it's like a lens. You know, it's like it has focus. So there's this scene in Man of Steel where Lois Lane gets cut inside the ship, and then he cauterizes the wound by burning the wound so it cannot bleed out too much. When he releases the Heat Vision from his eyes, it doesn't come out with a beam of light. It's like a lens. It's like a lens with the, like when you use a lens in the sun, you don't see anything but there's heat.
And that's the part when he has Lois Lane around.
So and even the ship,
Mm-hmm.
even the Genesis, it's called a Genesis ship. Like the
Hey,
way
that part was crazy, Joe. Like,
yeah,
when he says, Krypton had its chance, and then, the
Newton
hit
had his
vision.
chance. Yeah, and then he cuts it in half.
Yeah.
And if you look at, I really like the visuals in Batman versus Superman when the movie is starting, and Bruce Wayne is driving towards his building to go and save his employees.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see when the ship it cuts through the buildings. I don't know if you remember that scene when Batman versus
Yeah.
Superman when it's starting. When
Yeah.
the ship was crashing in Man of Steel,
Yeah.
now that's the scene where Zack Snyder chose to use in Batman versus Superman, when now
Yeah.
Superman was introduced to the world. And then
Yeah.
there's that part where now you can see the hit vision from the building when now Bruce Wayne is looking at it from the road
Yeah.
from a worm's eye view. He's looking up and he's seeing lasers destroying buildings.
Building.
Everything
Yeah.
is going crazy. And that's why I
Yeah.
think he decides he wants to kill Superman. That's why I think because Superman is he just destroyed the building.
Yeah. And even
Yeah,
when you're saying like that's the time that Bruce Wayne decides that this guy has to go, it's also the same time that
yeah.
Zod also decides like this was the Genesis chamber, this was our civilization, you just brought down this ship.
Mm.
So it
Yeah,
means
yeah,
even if I'm the last Krypton standing, I'll just have to destroy you. And
yeah,
also, like kwanza, that part when the ship goes down, and
yeah.
Superman is with Lois, he thinks everything is over, and then he hears
Mm,
those comes out and tells him, I do this for my people, you've taken my people, you know
mm.
now it's free for all. Now I have nothing. So now I'm
Yeah.
like, like
You've
I'm,
destroyed my purpose.
my will to
You've now
live.
taken yeah my will to live, and
Yeah.
that's what it'll take from you. That's in when you now
Yeah.
really start fighting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that time, if Zack Snyder even shows this guy is so mad that he decides, even if I have to fly today, I have to know how to fly today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to play immediately, and then he's on a path to literally kill
Fool. Even he
Superman and
tells
then kill.
Superman, it's either you die or I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even that's some kind of maybe Zack Snyder didn't touch on it, but maybe Krypton had even religion.
Yeah.
There were different faiths,
Mm-hmm.
and you find that someone like Zod is in that fanatic faith of it's my will or we all
Mm-hmm.
die. It's like also in DC, there's Bane, and Bane was portrayed in Christopher Nolan's
Mm-hmm.
Justice League. I mean, not Justice League, Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, where Bane was also like that. He was, we're all gonna die, and I
Yeah.
have a nuke, and I don't care about everyone else. It's just me and my will. And I think we should explore next time when we talk about this. We should try and figure out where villains they are,
Mm-hmm.
where they so hell bent on destroying everything. If they were, it's like a baby whom you refuse to give a child candy, they start crying.
Mm-hmm.
Now them you refuse to give them their will, everyone goes with them. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's either their will or we all die together.
What the Joker used to say? You say you're gonna. I'm forgetting that line. You're gonna do, and then everybody, and then you say you're gonna do this. Everybody goes crazy. Joker had a line for it.
Uh,
Just,
you can look it up on your computer. Do you have the movie on your computer?
I have it, but I don't want to like. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk about it.
because also Christopher Nolan and his ideas of how he does things is crazy. Like,
It's crazy. I
yeah,
think I
now,
think since you talked about Zack Snyder in the other movie, in
yeah,
the other video, I think we should now talk about Christopher Nolan,
yeah,
because Christopher Nolan is another masterpiece maker. Like
yeah. But
from
but let's let's
from the
let's save it Christopher Nolan for.
let's say we save it for another time.
Yeah, because I know Christopher Nolan.
Okay, because even
Once
that
his
one is
movies, all of
yeah
them like eight,
yeah he's
eight, eight and
another
above.
masterpiece
Yeah.
designer.
Him
Yeah,
is
and
like he's like a Picasso of movies, or I don't know.
yeah,
He's
Picasso, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's these British guys are aggressive. Like when it comes These
aggressive.
British
Yeah,
guys are no jokes.
yeah, and you know, Christopher Nolan also produced. He was a producer in Man of Steel and this all those series.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
but
he was
but
also
if
here.
you look at
It's like he was
Shakespeare
on
and
the board.
everybody else, those guys came from like Britain, and so
Mm, mm, mm.
so you
Yeah, speaking of what we'll talk about in the future, there's also Prometheus.
yeah. Oh,
Prometheus is
Ridley
also
Scott.
a very good
Also Ridley
mindfuck.
Scott's a British, like, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
even Ridley Scott's movies are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot in that
Yeah.
aspect. Yeah,
And
but
like our first movie is 3D crazy was Prometheus. My first movie ever saw in like
yeah, we
crazy
saw
3D
together
in
in the
IMAX.
IMAX in Tao before it was
Yeah,
it was
if you're from Kenya,
crazy.
you
It
you
was
know, like, you know
yeah.
the old IMAX
IMAX was in Tao CBD in Nairobi
CBD next
CBD. It
to
was
Teriyaki Chicken, and
yeah, Kimathi Street,
yeah,
I believe.
Kimathi, one of
Yeah.
the.
The most
And we bought
insane
that
3D movies.
we bought that ticket like it was like just a kawaida movie, and the
It
ticket was
was
written horror, but I was like, the
yeah,
guy show, hey, wait,
it was written 3D, so it was like since there's 3D and you've never seen. Me,
yeah,
it was like since I've never seen 3D, so you just go and watch this movie. Me, I thought it was going to be bullshit.
yeah. And that
Yeah,
moment I came to realize, if you're doing something for the first time, if it's something that you go and it becomes a good thing, you'll forever love that
it will
element.
forever stick.
If
Yeah,
it was, we
yeah,
went to saw that 3D movie and it was a boring movie, we would have hated the
yeah,
3D
yeah,
experience. But the fact
yeah.
was,
Because I remember,
no, the fact that it
uh,
was Prometheus, I remember even when it came out of
mm,
the IMAX, the cinema,
the
the
theater.
whole talk, like,
Uh,
well, hey, like, we're crazy,
that was a mind fuck. Yeah, it was crazy. It was, hey, our minds are warped. You never
yeah.
seen something like that before.
And you remember the
And it
girls
was
in
in
the
3D.
cinema were shouting, and it wasn't even a full
Yeah,
cinema, like,
they're shouting because there's that scene where the scientist lady was being cut, her stomach was being cut,
yeah,
and then the alien was removed from her womb. So that
yeah.
scene was very good. Actually, even me, it was hard for me to
Uh,
look.
even that acid part,
It's very, very good.
even that,
Yeah.
that guy with the acid that goes on the plastic, and the plastic
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
face.
Those guys, another guy, his arm is broken by the snake creature. Like it's broken like this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, those scenes are very good. But I think that's what movies should be. They should be realistic. Because if you look at Snyder, he's very realistic. He's even the way Superman flies, the way he shows that sonic boom.
Mm-hmm.
Superman's flying and then there's like a cone around him
Mm-hmm.
when he's flying.
And
And
also, like, he based the Superman flying from, the F-35 jets, and how,
yeah,
how the
yeah,
Lockheed
exactly.
Martin
Yeah.
jets,
Mm,
when they fly,
mm.
they have that sound
The
barrier.
physics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the physics.
yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
it's
Yeah,
very realistic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Zack Snyder is one
yeah.
of the most underrated director. He really put thought, because I also feel like, directing a superpowered movie is not easy. A movie that guys have
I don't think it's
superpowers.
easy. Yeah.
I don't think it's an easy thing, because you still have
It's
to
not an
make
easy
it,
thing.
because there's so many.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, if you look at these movies, for example, Avatar, James Cameron started writing Avatar, I think in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he started writing, and James Cameron used to be a scientist.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you look at his background, he was a scientist. He goes under like on scientific expeditions under the ocean. He does a lot of research for him to come up with a movie like Avatar. Because he does movie every 10 years. Every 10 years it's a movie. Every 10 years it's a movie. Because right now we're in 2022 and Avatar is in 27.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Zack Snyder, even him, as much as he doesn't talk about it, he was probably Nini. He probably worked on the DC series for a very long time. Maybe it wasn't just, people probably think he just came up with the idea,
Mm-hmm.
but he probably did a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
That was his idea from Kitambo.
Mm. Even the actors, they have to read a lot of comics. I was reading, even Henry Cavill had to go to read like the whole Superman issues, and
Mm.
also watch the Superman cartoons, to get an idea of how Superman is. And even Zack Snyder is very specific, because even if you look at the physique of Henry Cavill, like Superman is always buff in the upper body. If you look at the cartoons, so Zack Snyder was able to put exactly. I had an issue with him picking Gal Gadot because I felt like she wasn't like the Wonder Woman, but I was proven wrong also.
But I think Gal Gadot was portrayed really badly in the first Wonder Woman movie. I think that's why when we saw Justice League Snyder Cut, it changed the perspective of Wonder Woman completely.
Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder really portrayed Wonder Woman in
a true Wonder Woman.
True Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Like,
but I think even it was a weird select, because Batman and Superman, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill were okay, but if we look at someone like Aquaman, you weren't expecting Aquaman to be Jason Momoa. Like you said, Wonder Woman.
But imagine I wasn't shocked when I saw it was Jason Momoa, because he also comes from Hawaii and
the ocean.
Yeah. So but me the best cast was Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was the best of the
Ben
best.
Affleck,
yeah.
Because he was adapted from
Daredevil.
It's called not even Daredevil. There's that cartoon Batman Returns.
Batman.
Dark Knight Returns or something like that.
The Dark Knight Returns, where like he's been out of the game for years and then he comes back.
Then he comes back.
For the Mutant Leader, which was one of the best cartoons. The Mutant Leader. And the one thing guys need to know is like they usually remove the cartoons based on the movie that year, because the Mutant Leader, that Batman Return came out when Nolan Batman versus Bane, the Dark Knight Rises came out. Like Batman was fighting Bane. Bane was a big guy, so even the cartoon of that year was Batman fighting the Mutant Leader. The Mutant Leader was a big guy.
Yeah, he's also a very big guy.
Yeah. So if every time a DC movie comes out the year, the cartoon will somehow resemble
the movie.
Yeah.
And
it will give
it's like they have a conversation. Yeah, it's like they have a conversation behind the scenes. They say these two things have to look alike, because I think this year we are getting Shazam, Black Adam.
Yeah, and you remember also when the Snyder Cut was coming out, they also had that series of the Justice League Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. You remember the one and it was also the same time that Snyder's Justice League 2 was supposed to be ending, which was about Darkseid.
Which is about
it's not leave alone the Justice League he gave us, but if it continued without any hiccups, they were both supposed to end with the movies, and this cartoon was supposed to end with Darkseid being
Darkseid.
Yeah, and even before that, remember, even Darkseid is the one who sent Doomsday, so they were still following. They were giving us a hint in the movie. I like how DC usually, does that. They try and put it in such a way that they can tell you. Although they've now started another series of some few of other
cartoons. It was Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Man of Tomorrow.
And then Green Lantern, Beware My Power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at like those two, it's like they're trying to hint at us that I think this, because there's still Aquaman 2, there's Flash coming out, there's Black Adam. I think they want to finish that franchise, and then they boot it up with a new one that starts again with Superman, and probably we're going to see Martian Manhunter. We're going to see these other characters, because the Batman itself, they're doing 3 of them. We saw Riddler in the Batman. Because it's like DC is repeating the same cycle. They do Batman movies, 3 of them, and then they start with Superman again, and then.
But they even really given us a series, man. They even given us a series.
What's the series called?
Yeah, for Batman. I think it's about, if I'm not wrong, it's about Penguin or something. But I don't want to speak it, but like how Batman. Marvel is doing the series of Loki's, and they're gonna give like a 5 episode. I don't know if it's let me just go, because I don't want to give guys the wrong information. Like because I just saw like the Batman. The director was yeah, Colin Farrell was the Penguin.
Yes, Colin Farrell was the Penguin.
Yeah, it's gonna show like
and
because Nani he died. What was it called? Falcone died. No, the Penguin is gonna take over his empire. So they're gonna give us a series there. And then,
Falcone, yeah.
yeah, and
But this, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think the Batman itself was very, it was trying to portray Bruce Wayne or the Batman himself as a very, very good, a very intelligent detective. Because if you look at the Batman, the way he's introduced into the crime scene and the way he looks at things, he answers all the questions, all the riddles, he answers them. And that's because we have been given 3 versions of Batman. In our generation, let's say from the Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, and then you go to Snyder Cut's Batman, and then he's called the director for the Batman. What's his name?
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves. If you look at the Batman in Christopher Nolan's Batman, that was more of if Batman was real, how would it have been? You know, because he shows Batman importing his gear from China. He creates his own equipment. He borrows equipment from his company to fight crime.
That
And
was
then the
from
Batman
Nolan.
and then the Zack Snyder's Batman was more of, he's been in the game, you know, he's already established himself. He has a lot
He's
of
a bully. I
experience now.
actually saw Zack
Yeah.
Snyder Batman was like a bully, like
Yeah, he's brawler, you know. I can take,
a
I
pit bull.
mean, you know, you're not a threat to me. I don't even care, because even he's at that point in his life where he can take on Superman, you know. He's
Yeah.
not afraid of taking on someone who can rip him apart.
You remember even the part that he was showing, like he was training, the part he was training to meet Superman, how he was bulking, even if it's acting.
Yeah, he was in the gym, he was weightlifting,
Like
100 kg weights.
yeah.
He's
And
benching.
even how they like introduce the guy is like a creature. Like
Yeah. He's so experienced that like he even hangs on the wall in the corner, and then
yeah.
he can walk on walls. He's like okay, when you meet with Batman, you don't meet with him because
Yeah,
it's not gonna be a lucky
he'll
thing.
beat you up, but he's
Yeah,
like
he'll destroy, he'll break your bones
he's
and
like the
everything.
law. And
Yeah. And then in that Snyder's adaptation is, if you look at Christopher Nolan and Matt Reeves, Batman starts being a superhero way before Justice League ever becomes Justice League.
Justice League, yeah.
Because for Superman, for Batman, a human being to be considered a superhero, and he's a human. You know, he's if you look at the series for the animated series of Justice League, Batman is actually the person who makes all the moves. He's the shot caller. He's the one who controls. Secretly, he's like the leader of the Justice League, because he's the one who he's the one who strategizes how they're going to operate. He's the one who funds things like he's the one who gives out money for,
he's a billionaire.
what's it called? Tower, he's a billionaire. So
yeah.
and in Snyder Cut, he says superpower is that he's rich. Yeah, his superpower is that he's rich. So if you look at Batman, for him to be considered a superhero, he has to be the smartest in the room. Since he doesn't have any powers, his only power is his mind. He's the smartest. He in Snyder Cut, he strategizes. He has equipment. He takes on crazy villains,
and
takes on Superman.
And I liked how even Zack Snyder showed how they used like how like the Wayne family used to make money from pelts. You remember like the guys who used Like when the first people who came to America, the main business was selling hides and skin and those skin. So Zack Snyder tried to show like this is like a 400-year-old family world.
Dynasty.
So that's why he has like endless kind of capital he can fund.
Yeah, and if you look at this, maybe we're talking about the way Black Panther is like 70 trillion, and I don't know, Iron Man is maybe Bruce Wayne is like even a trillionaire, because
he has to
everything
be.
he does is
It's like he has to be. Yeah.
Because even just his equipment is worth billions and billions of dollars.
I feel even if you have to be like Bruce Wayne, you have to be like a board member of BlackRock or something. Like you have even phone calls are made for governments to look away, because if you're if you're going to bomb places and kidnap people and stuff like that, and no one can even come after you, like, and you probably have the best technology, even more than the CIA. Probably even Batman is funded by
actually he's the one who supplies to the CIA. He's the one who supplies technology to the government of US. He's the it's even because Iron Man also supplies technology to the US government.
Yeah. And the difference. Iron Man is a cocky guy, open, he brags. Remember that part when they start Loki gets into their mind, and then Iron Man tells America, everything about you came from a bottle. And then Captain America asks Iron Man, what does he tell me? The only thing apart from your suit, what are you? Something like that, billionaire, playboy.
What are you apart from your suit? Like billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, genius.
Genius.
He always comes back. You can't.
You
can't drop Iron Man. He'll always come back at you.
Yeah, and then now when Hawkeye destroys the ship, and then after he asks him, like, come we fight, I'm gonna something about you always need your suit. And then now when the ship, what is the name of the ship?
Explodes.
And then Captain America is like, hey, you guys, now I think you should get your suit.
Yeah, you should get your suit because we're under attack. You need to get your suit so that
after telling him, everything about is, you just need your suit.
From a bottle.
Yeah. It's very interesting. And that movie is Josh Whedon who directed, funny enough. So
like I said, you find that these directors, Josh Whedon is not just called today do Marvel or do Avengers. It's something he has probably been pitching for a very long time. Because even those directors are hired.
Yeah, unless they tell us Kevin Feige was the real director, Josh Whedon was just a placeholder, like someone just to say there. But Kevin Feige was the one who was saying no, don't do that. Don't. Because you come and see what is done with the Snyder Cut. And also another thing, probably Snyder Cut was not his vision. That's why it didn't come out. Probably you should also know.
It couldn't come out because when he was given Justice League, he was very he wrote out he changed the whole movie, because I think he was given the script and he refused to use that script. And then, but I think also I think the other conversation is Zack Snyder, whereby Josh Whedon didn't want to alter Zack Snyder's creation so much so that he made the same movie Zack Snyder was going to create. So Josh Whedon just took it and created a different version of Justice League. That's why even Steppenwolf was different. That's why even some scenes were very different.
Okay.
But if you look at the comic book story, where Snyder Cut adapted that story, it was actually Steppenwolf. Actually, Josh Whedon's version was more accurate to the comic book than Zack Snyder. That's what I think. I think the video. Yeah, because even if you look at Steppenwolf, he used to wear a helmet. He wasn't like horns. It was a helmet.
You remember even that cartoon when Darkseid, they have a treaty with New Genesis. It's the Justice League. Is it the Unlimited, the cartoon, the year 2000 cartoon? And then Darkseid sends. They were just showing how the Apocalypse, the leaders are crazy. Like Darkseid just sends Steppenwolf to go and try and like provoke Highfather, and then they attacked. And then Orion sends the whole ship. And Steppenwolf calls Darkseid and tells him, yo, we are attacked. You know, it's like these guys wanna kill us, and then Darkseid tells Steppenwolf, "Hey, you've served me well. Take as much
Yeah,
people as you
yeah,
can. You know, go. You know, like
yeah,
shows you the power play in like Apocalypse is."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
the same when you see like Steppenwolf is cut off the head, and then Darkseid just steps on it. You know, like on
yeah,
the Snyder cut.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's really good, yeah.
yeah,
Those are the visuals I was talking about. Like Snyder is very his
yeah,
visuals are very vivid. Like,
yeah.
detail is perfect
It's
and it's realistic.
yeah. And
Yeah,
remember even saying like how Apocalypse is just a god-forsaken planet because it's just 3 people, I think 3 or 5 people, and everyone else is
yeah,
a
and then
zombie
everyone else is a parademon.
because it's just Darkseid the
Yeah,
sun.
like Darkseid doesn't want anyone to think for themselves.
The whole planet, as in everyone is just
Your planet is the same exact creature. Like
yeah.
even
Everyone,
animals turn to a demon.
it
You know,
doesn't
like
keep boring, as in
those are the help.
yeah,
Those are the servants of Darkseid.
of Darkseid. It just seem
Yeah,
granny. It just seem granny
yeah,
goodness.
very good. Man.
It's
Yeah,
sad. At
yeah,
least this big bad. The other the Furies. Probably the Furies. They're like 4 people. So the whole
yeah,
planet is like,
yeah. The
let's say,
Furies. Yeah.
yeah, 10 people,
Mm,
and
mm.
all of them are under
Yeah.
Darkseid because Darkseid is the big dog.
All of the yeah, yeah, under Darkseid. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have 1 minute 30
yeah.
30 seconds.
I think we can just finish. So
Yeah,
we just be uploading more content, guys, and you
yeah.
can
Guys
just
will be
tell us how you
uploading more
feel. Yeah,
content.
yeah.
Yeah, and we'll improve as we go. We'll try to come
Uh-huh.
up with more interesting concepts that guys like.
Yeah,
But we know everyone watches the same content in Kenya,
yeah,
so
yeah. But us, we
yeah,
just wanna like share how we just see it, like
yeah. We want to share our
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 interpretation.
our, our perspective, yeah, our interpretation and perspective
Yeah,
on the things, the no, just general stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.